Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Babylon 5 Series 2 episode, I want to say 15. I did read the title, something about having a word. That just sounds like I've made that up, but I swear it said something about having a word. If you are new here, my name is Marie-Clare. Thank you for joining me. There's not really a lot to discuss, is there? It's all kicking off in Babylon 5. Who knows what on earth is going to happen? Well, you do, but I don't. Genuinely at this point, I do feel like I'm at the point of expect the unexpected. Like, I really don't think anything would faze me, because I just feel like we've had so many situations happen. I don't know how many episodes there are in this season, but I feel like I'm on the other side of, like, I feel like I'm coming towards the end. Maybe, was there 22 in series 1, which means oh no, if this episode's 15. I don't know. Anyway, it feels like we really are starting to round up to something. Ambassador Kosh is probably my number one focus at the moment, because I just don't trust him. I don't know what his intentions are. We don't even know who, like, is in there. Like, they could be anyone in there. So he's like my main focus at the moment, although we have had Ambassador Kosh in the last 2 episodes, so I don't know if we will going forward. There's no point me going into everything. There's a lot happening. I want to find out. I'm not going to find out. What happens is I will end up with more questions, which is very annoying, but also great television. It's called And Now for a Word, episode 15. The full length is over on Patreon. Those of you on YouTube, I always leave the link below.
The Interstellar Network News presents 36 Hours on Babylon 5 with your host, Cynthia Talkman, reporting live from the ISN News Center in Geneva.
Babylon 5 has defied the odds and continued to operate as a free port, a center for diplomacy, and a showpiece for the Earth Alliance Resources and Technologies Division. From its highly publicized debut 3 years ago, recent polls indicate a growing dissatisfaction with the time, money, and effort consumed by the spaceborne community.
Non-transport Natan, return to your holding position at once. I repeat, return to your...
Shadraka!
Centauri vessel Malios, break off!
Natog! Natog!
Oh, bloody hell.
A terrible explosion. Behind me is Dr. Stephen Franklin, Chief of Staff. Dr. Franklin!
For immediate surgery in full cats again. I need more region packs over here,
Dr.
people!
Franklin, Cynthia Talkman, ISN News. What happened here?
I know somebody said something about an ambush. Right, keep his head elevated 30 degrees minimum, or...
Should they not focus on what the good work that Babylon 5 are doing?
This is exactly the kind of behavior that endangers the very purpose of Babylon 5. This place is dedicated to finding peaceful solutions to our problems. For the Nam to carry their vendetta against our people into neutral territory like this is reckless and irresponsible.
Londo, you're really starting to pee me off.
Though we mourn our own losses,
I guess it's the old joke.
This is such an interesting episode idea.
I suppose there is a certain attraction to being out here on the edge like this. A new frontier.
New Frontier is right. Babylon 5 has been through some dramatic changes in administration since it became operational. Would you attribute these changes to bad management? Or to quote former Senator Hidoshi, is this horse just too big for anybody to ride?
Oh my god.
Changes are part of the military life. Everybody goes into this knowing that tomorrow you could be someplace that you hadn't even heard of 24 hours ago.
Although the airlocks on Babylon 5 are considerably safer, the last 3 years have shown that the station itself is anything but secure. In its first year of operation, there were half a dozen murders.
What on earth is really a safe place to be?
Blew out 2 levels, and a barely averted attack by the Vorlon Empire. Since then, there have been 50 deaths by violence. So the question remains, given its cost in lives and money, is Babylon 5 serving any useful purpose, or, as we're about to see, is the whole thing falling apart at the seams?
The Centauri ship that was attacked by one of our vessels was not simply a commercial transport. It was secretly transferring weapons of mass destruction to ships bound for the front lines where they were to be used in the war against our people. They have turned Babylon 5 into a weapons supply post.
But let's remember that the Babylon project was conceived right after the Earth-Minbari War. At that time, the idea of a diplomatic station designed to keep anything like that from happening again was very appealing.
And now?
Now? Well, still too early to tell. Certainly, we've rebuilt our military forces to a point far in advance of where they were 14 years ago. So while I'm not sure how much concrete benefit we really derive from Babylon 5 any longer, I suppose it still does keep us in a highly visible position with other races. And of course, it's very important to interstellar commerce and trade.
Then head for the barn.
Commander Ivanova, would you mind telling us what it is you're doing here?
We're investigating Ambassador Jukar's allegations that the Centauri transport was carrying weapons, justifying his government's attack. The hazmat team outside is checking the debris for any unusual levels of radiation or trace elements that could indicate the presence of unauthorized weapons.
Well, we've spent most of our time here talking to
I was going to say, how is she allowed to do this? But it's Earth, isn't it?
Babylon 5's population. Many of them live here in the so-called alien sector, which provides alternate atmospheres for 14 different species. Ironically, the alien sector is how the aliens here refer to the human part of the station. I think they would feel hurt. Betrayed. That by assuming a human face, you're taking a part of us you're not entitled to. What would you say to them? To all the husbands and wives and children and brothers and sisters of the people who were killed in the war with your people, and now see...
You can't put that all on Delenn, though.
With a human face.
Please? Ambassador Delenn, you're needed in the council chambers. Ambassador?
An inspection of the destroyed Centauri has found conclusive proof that she was carrying fusion bombs and support equipment for ion cannons, mass drivers, and heavy energy weapons.
Caused by their attack on one of our vessels. Our ships have the right to carry any cargo they choose. We will not surrender our sovereign rights.
Sovereign rights of any race end when they threaten innocence.
They're doing what they always do, using details to distract us from doing what must be done.
Perhaps the transcripts return to Centauri space.
No, we cannot allow those ships to leave here with their weapons. They'll just turn right around and use them against us.
Then how do you intend to?
Oh, sugar.
What the hell?
Captain, we need you in CNC. We've got a shooting war going on out here.
All coincidentally was the camera crew is there.
Delta leader to hostile vessels. You are ordered to cease fire at once. Do you copy? You are ordered to surrender or we will open fire.
Screw them. We have 250,000 people here to defend. If they won't stop this, we will. All fighters, open fire. Fire at will.
Roger, Babylon Control. Delta Squad, open fire. Target engine and navigation if possible. But if you have to take them out, do it.
Yeah, see, they don't try and kill, do they?
It is lit.
They just try and disable.
Copy, Papa. Got it. Box away. This is 7. Target splashed.
Bloody hell. That was cool.
My family lived in Jakamazan, one of the larger cities on Narn. My father served in a Centauri household during the last years of the rebellion. One day my father spilled a cup of hot jala on the mistress of the house, and she had him killed.
Oh my gosh.
They took him out, tied his hands together, and hung him from a jalwa tree for 3 days. The next morning, I ran away and killed my first Centauri.
Why do you think they invaded back then?
Why does any advanced civilization seek to destroy a less advanced one? Because the land is strategically valuable, because there are resources that can be cultivated and exploited, but most of all, simply because they can.
We technology centuries ahead of their own, took them with us to the stars, taught them laws, civilized them. They repaid us with terror and death.
So you're saying that the Centauri originally came to help the Narn?
Of course. And at considerable expense, I might add, which is why we finally left. We wish them well, but the cost, you see.
Then you weren't driven off the Narn homeworld.
He's an absolute shit, isn't he? Sorry.
I'd say the same thing, but as we've just seen, the reality is anything but peaceful.
Reading 1 Centauri battlecruiser.
Maxie, do we still have a feed from the external monitors? Are they online?
Got Ambassador Malaria on the link.
I'm sorry this has come as such a surprise, Commander, but I warned you not to interfere. You have no right to search or detain our ships. If we don't act in our own defense, we invite the same from others.
Centauri cruiser is arming weapons, opening her gun ports.
The cruiser will blockade Babylon 5 until our ships are returned to Centauri custody intact and unopened.
John, why aren't you outside playing with the other kids?
They hate me. Now, John, it's true. I'm different, Mom. I just don't know what to do anymore.
Don't worry, Johnny. We'll take care of it from here.
Mom, look, a psychop.
That's right, Johnny. You know, there are a lot of other kids who feel just the same way you do. But we do. You're special. You're a latent telepath about to come into full bloom.
My Johnny, a telepath?
Probably. But to be sure, take him down to the Psy-Core Testing Center first thing tomorrow.
How do I find one?
We're everywhere, for your convenience. We have offices in schools and children's hospitals. We even have mobile testing centers that travel the country. And if he qualifies, we'll give him an education, a job, a purpose. So remember, if you know someone who might be a telepath, or think you might be one yourself, help them get the help they need. Call the Corps. Call government information.
This is mad. This whole episode is madness.
Ministry for Public Information.
10 minutes ago, Captain Sheridan received a coded transmission from Earth Dome on the current crisis. After considerable negotiations, we've been allowed back into CNC.
Captain John Sheridan, Babylon 5 to Centauri cruiser.
My government has rejected your demand that we release your ships. We will not consider any demand made under terrorist threat. All tracking stations. If you see their weapons targeting us, open fire.
Ay.
Transport's through, we called their bluff.
Getting a signal from the Centauri cruiser. They want to talk.
Open a channel. Let's be gracious about this.
Captain, any thoughts on the...
Second jump point forming in Sector 10.
They're so close.
No! Listen to me. We do not need...
This is insane.
Close blast doors now!
Oh, whoa. I don't even know what to
After the
think.
crisis was over, the debris cleared and the bodies counted, we asked each of the people involved in this story one question. Given the danger, at the end of the day, as Mr. Garibaldi said, is it worth it?
Misunderstandings aside, yes, I definitely think it's worth it. We must simply work harder to make sure we communicate with one another, to prevent this sort of tragic situation from ever happening again. A violent attack by Narn's forces is an unacceptable response to a peaceful protest by my government.
We're not just holding jobs and having dinner. We are in the process of building the future. That's what Babylon 5 is
It's
all
a
about.
process.
Only by making people understand that can we hope to create a better world for ourselves and our posterity.
I'm Cynthia Torkman, ISN News.
I don't even know where to begin with that episode. Firstly, I'm aware I barely spoke, but as I always say, that's the biggest compliment I can give an episode. And I'm not willing to like fake how I'm feeling. Like, I was just so enamoured with what was happening before my eyes. This idea that a news station had come on board and did 36 hours on Babylon 5, and we saw that entire episode through the lens of the news was genius. I thought it was absolutely genius. And also, so much happened in those 36 hours. Like, I know a lot happens on Babylon 5, but like, a lot of stuff happened. This whole Narn Centauri thing is out of hand. And it's never, ever going to end well. Because look at the stories both Jakar and Londo said about how the Centauri came to the Narn world. Completely different stories. I absolutely believed Jakar. And his story, finding out a bit more about his family and what happened to his dad, was horrific. And I completely understand. I understood anyway Jakar's intentions, but now I understand why he's got so much here, because he's so angry. I get it. Londo might be becoming my least favourite character of all time. I wanted to slap him silly when he was saying that stuff. I was like, you piece of work. When he was talking about, we haven't done anything. It was, an unprovoked attack from the Narn. Sorry, coming from the person who kicked this all back off. Delen's a really beautiful character. I can't fully work her out, but I do think she is a genuine soul and has a lot of emotion in her, as we saw with her interview. The lady who played, was it Cynthia, was remarkable. She did a great job of being a journalist. The guy who was played by Christopher Curry, I thought looked so familiar. And I just looked him up and I recognise him from Home Alone 3 because I think Home Alone 3 is highly underrated. So that was fun. Sheridan, I feel like I might be falling in love with him. Like, when he was being interviewed, I was watching him thinking, oh no. I think I might be falling in love with this man. There's something about him. There's an aura. I don't know what it is. He's just got something about him that just makes me like go a bit dewy-eyed. I'm trying to think. That episode went so quickly. That is definitely in my top 10 favourite episodes. It could be higher. I don't know at this point. I adored it. I just thought, what a clever concept. And also, she was annoying me a bit. I get she's doing a job, but she's acting like Earth is perfect. Like Sheridan said, they're in the process of creating this space and this environment for people. What's Earth doing? Well, we don't even want to talk about Earth government because they're all dodgy. Oh my gosh, and the Psycor advert. Woohoo! I don't know, that gave me the creeps. It made me feel like I was living in, I don't know, a George Orwell book or something. It made me feel like I was trapped somewhere and being brainwashed. I felt like I was being brainwashed to, like, I don't know, to think that I could be a psychop. It just, that seeing, I think because we've had elements of the Psycor and all of these things, actually seeing that they advertise and knowing, obviously, I don't think we can really trust them, just seeing that they advertise that way with young children and the parents are happy was just like, oh gosh, is Earth under a dictatorship? I don't know. I would question what on earth is going on there. Actually, Babylon 5 in comparison, I think sounds like a lovely place to live. I'd stay on Babylon 5. I just thought that was genius. I really, really thought that was a clever idea. And I would assume that's a popular episode. It has to be a popular episode. I'm trying to think if there's anything... The jump gate, someone has explained to me about the jump gates before, but you know at the end there when the Narn were trying to go back through the jump gate and they got exploded on, does the ship itself have to trigger the jump gate? So that was why they then exploded. Because seeing the jump gate is like so close to Babylon 5, seeing Babylon 5 as well kind of have the siren happening. We've had it once before where we were getting people off the ship, I think. But to have that kind of gravitas again is something I always talk about. I love it. I like seeing, you know, how far the situation is, and the fact that the Centauri were just like, if we have to shoot you, we'll shoot you, is really scary. And I think it just proves that Londo is a man that you cannot trust. Like, he does not care. Whereas I feel like Jakar doesn't want to harm people other than the Centauri. I don't know, this war is going to get out of control, isn't it? I don't know, that was a lot. It just went so quickly. I actually feel like I haven't processed the whole episode. I'm keep going on about that idea was absolute genius. I will stop rambling now. Please let me know your thoughts on that episode. Yeah, please let me know your thoughts on that episode. And I will see you very soon for the next episode.